Hello crafters and stampers, my name is Sarah Chatello McGuire, and today I don't really have a project for you, more of a technique, and I wanted to show you the art gallery bundle. So what the bundle is a photopolymer stamp set with 15 stamps in it and a die set. And the reason we're not going to be using the dies today, I want to show you the two-step stamping technique, but I wanted to show you these beautiful dies and this together because the bundle is retiring. The stamp set and the dies will be in the new catalog, but to get the 10% savings and buying the bundle, you'll save 10% now. And when the new catalog comes out May 3rd, you can still get these, but you'll have to purchase them individually. So I just wanted to show you the dies quickly before I get started on our technique today. So our technique is called two-step stamping. And what that is taking two images and layering them to create one single image. So this is what I mean. So there are two stamps in here. They're both flowers, and you can layer these on top of one another to get one image. And I'm going to show you when I get a new stamp set, especially a two-step stamp, how I do this. So this part is your fill in, your solid image, and this is your highlight. So I'm going to get two D blocks, and I'm just going to mount my stamps. They stick. The photopolymers stick perfectly on there. You don't really have to do a whole lot. And I just have a piece of basic white. So what I like to do, especially when I get a new stamp set, is I like to play with it. So I'll take either a piece of copy paper if you don't want to use your basic white, or a piece of basic white, and just play around. So I have a ton of ink here, and we're going to do a bunch of different colors just so I can show you what everything looks like. So let's start with some reds. So I have Cherry Cobbler and Poppy Parade. Now what I like to do with two-step stamping is the solid image I like to make lighter, and the highlight image I like to make darker. You can play around with this and get things how you like. So I have my Poppy Parade here. I'm going to put my Cherry Cobbler over here. I'm going to take my solid image. I'm going to lightly tap on my ink pad. Just tap, tap, tap. I'm not pushing too hard. I don't want to smush ink everywhere. And that looks like it's nice and inked up. And I'm just going to stamp. And I'm putting a little bit of pressure, not too much, just to make sure I get even coverage. So that's what the Poppy Parade looks like. And then I'm going to take my highlight image into the Cherry Cobbler. Oh, and that did come off, because of course it did. So I'm just going to take that, and I have a Kleenex here that I like to take. And I'll push that down, and hopefully that stays. I'm going to ink it up again, and it's staying pretty good now. And then you can just, these are see-through stamps, so you can just kind of line it up. Now, I will admit the red is a little bit hard, because it's kind of hard to see through with two different reds, but that is what you get. So the dark Cherry Cobbler over the Poppy Parade. And then what I like to do is just take a pencil and write underneath what I just did. So Poppy Parade and Cherry Cobbler. So I'm going to clean off these stamps, and then we will use blues. Okay, my stamps are all cleaned off. And what I did is I just used a little bit of Stampin' Mist and my Stampin' Scrub and quickly cleaned them off. And next we're going to use Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. So I'm going to open my Balmy Blue, set that there, my Night of Navy, and use my solid stamp first in the lighter color. And there is no wrong way to do this. Maybe in the next color I will show you what it looks like when you do a darker one first. I'm just going to press that down, and that is the Balmy Blue. And ink up my Night of Navy. And it just lines up. And it's not perfect, but it lines up nicely. So you see how that highlights? So now we're going to clean off these stamps, and I'll show you the opposite way of doing it with a darker color first, show you what that looks like. So let me clean these stamps and we'll work with the pinks. So I just wrote down what colors those were so I remember. So now I have Polished Pink and Flirty Flamingo. Let's do the Polished Pink first because that is the darker pink, and then we'll use the Flirty Flamingo as a highlight color just so you can see what I mean. I just feel like when it's darker, the highlight doesn't show up as well, but some people like that, and that is okay. It's however you want to create, whatever gets you creating. So there's the polished pink, and then we'll go in with the Flirty Flamingo. And see, you can still see it, but it just kind of blends in a lot. I prefer to do the lighter color first, then the darker color, but however you'd like to do it. So again, I'm going to clean these off, and then we're going to flip our paper over, and let me write this down. I'm trying to do two things at once. Then we'll flip our paper over and work with the rest of the colors. Okay, now I have two purple shades. We only have 4 colors left. I have Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape. We will start with our Gorgeous Grape. I'm just going to ink it up. Stamp. Oops, I did that backwards. Now I'm backwards. So I'll show you what this looks like, and then I'll switch them because I did that backwards. I should have started with Fresh Freesia. But this is what I was talking about. So you can still kind of see the Fresh Freesia, but not as well. So let's try that again. Except this time, we're going to stamp with the Fresh Freesia first. And then the Gorgeous Grape. But that was a good example of showing you what I was talking about. So now we're going to go on the Fresh Freesia with the solid stamp. And then the Gorgeous Grape. All right, and our last color here, I have Pale Papaya and Bumblebee. Bumblebee is a retiring in color. Pale Papaya sticks around for 1 more year, so that is the lighter color. So I want to stamp that one first. And then we'll go in with the Bumblebee. And Bumblebee is not my favorite color. I'm really not that sad to see it go, but it does make a good highlight for yellows. And then all that's left to do is write down what colors I used, and we are done. And then I have just a few more examples to show you. So now that I have all that written down, I'm going to move it out of the way. So I like to just keep this on hand and keep it in my craft room, especially when I'm working with a particular set, as a reference. You could even cut this down if you wanted, cut it down a little smaller than obvious that I have mine, and store it in your case so that you have a nice reference of what the stamps do. So I have a couple of examples to show you. This one I made a while ago when this first came out, and this uses the Fine Art Floral paper, which is now retired. But this is that shading there too, and I believe that is Petal Pink and Mary Merlot. So you see how it highlights there. And then this one I will have up on my blog on Wednesday the 29th maybe. And this uses Balmy Blue and Misty Moonlight. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that I could help you understand two-step stamping a little bit more. And I also wanted to point out, when you get a Stampin' Up stamp set, it will say, focus, right there. It says two-step on it. That's what that means. It means you can layer the images to create one image. So I hope that helped you understand two-step stamping a little bit more. Be sure to subscribe to this channel to see more videos, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.